Wow. Now, is this your first time to South Africa?
Actually not. The first time I came to South Africa was for an ICSID board meeting. And ICSID, which is the International Council of Societies of Industrial Design, is a world body for industrial design. And I sat on its board, and we had a board meeting here in Cape Town. I think it was in 2003.
Wow.
So this is my second time. So since then, there's been a lot of change. So.
Well, your second time in South Africa. What's your take on how we're using design here?
Well, I think from what I remember from 2003, first of all, in the urban fabric, in the public realm, and the way the city is operating, I see a lot of difference. There didn't used to be the football stadium there, so that's new.
Right.
What a great position, right down by the sea, close to the city. I mean, one of our speakers was from Auckland, and he was talking about how fantastic it was. He's the design champion for Auckland City.
Oh, wow.
And he was saying how amazing it is that here in Cape Town, you've actually put the stadium so close to the city and so close to the waterfront. So that's a very good thing. I mean, the wonderful thing I think about South Africa is that you have the support for design at Premier level. So Premier Zille opened our conference. You have a wonderful mayor in Alderman de Lille, Patricia de Lille. I mean, she's been a fantastic ambassador for design. And I think when you have bottom-up activity and you have top-down activity, then you could really achieve something amazing here in South Africa.
Wow. Now, how is South Africa comparing with the rest of the developing world when it comes to design?
Well, I think this is what was so interesting about the conference. We had presentations from Colombia and from Brazil, and I think the interesting thing here is that you have all the pieces. You already have in the Western Cape a design strategy through the Cape Craft Design, the CCDI is it, I think, the Cape Craft Design Institute.
Yes.
So they have developed a design strategy for here already, which will have a policy in it for action. And I think that's the key thing. There's a lot of learning from around the world, but what's important is that South Africa does something that's right for South Africa, for the people of South Africa.
Now, we've talked about the other developing countries. Where does South Africa stand on par with the rest of the world?
Well, the rest of the world is quite a big conversation, I guess.
It's a big fishbowl.
We heard yesterday from Liu Yongqi from Tongji University in Shanghai, and he was talking about China's moving from design, what's called 3.0 to 4.0, where it's becoming more socially conscious. We heard from Ezio Mancini talking about the power of relational goods, which is trying to redefine the paradigm of capitalist societies so that more people can share in richness. We've heard about the European Union story, as I said earlier, talking about integrating design into the innovation strategy. But of course, there are other strategies at the European level can also benefit from design, whether they're social cohesion, jobs and growth, etc., etc. So I think South Africa is moving forward. I think South African design is vibrant. It's got a huge energy. It's very authentic. You've got a lot of opportunities to leapfrog some of the mistakes that perhaps other more industrialized nations have made. And I think that's somewhere where you could really make a difference in the world. And that level of innovation could occur even at ministerial level in terms of how you think about design as a strategy for growth and development. So, for example, why could there not be a cross-ministerial summit or a party for design, like a design committee or a design commission, getting the different departments of government to work together? Because design's like a cross-cutting, horizontal force. It's not siloed in one thing. It can work across silos. And I think to bring those people together would make a tremendous difference in terms of bringing design-centered approaches into policy. Because we can talk on the one hand about a design policy, but then we can also talk about design in policies.
You don't often hear about design being associated with policy making and that some of the social issues that you've just mentioned. How do you incorporate design into that, and how do you wrap your head around something like that?
Wrapping your head around it takes a little while, I think. On the other hand, I think what you need to do is keep in mind who your policies are for. And if you take a user-centered approach, or you're thinking about who are these policies actually going to benefit, then I think that's already starting a design-based approach to policy making. Of course, you need evidence, you need research, you need to listen to the people that you're designing these policies for as well. Sometimes that hasn't happened in the past.
Right.
So if you're listening to people and trying to design something that will fit and have relevance, then I think you're already well on the way to doing design-based policy making.